Hello, my name is Michael Kahn, and I will be cooking fish, more specifically crab mac and cheese and hoisin glazed sea bass and cod. Now let's get started. First step I will be doing is I'll be putting water into this pan and let it boil. And then I am going to salt the water a little bit. I'm going to get a spoon out and I'm going to now make the roux, which will be 1 cup flour, which is here, 2 tablespoons of butter. So first step for the roux is I'm going to get 2 tablespoons of butter, and it doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to put the butter in over medium heat. I'm going to let it, and then next step is I'm going to get, this is going to be 2 tablespoons of flour. So I'm going to get 2 tablespoons, and it's 1 tablespoon right now. So I'm going to pour this 1 tablespoon in, and I'm going to get the second tablespoon. And now I am going to turn the heat down a little bit, and I'm going to whisk this up. So while that's cooking the roux, I'm going to pre-measure the cheeses. Have 1 cup of the Parmesan, and I'm going to get 1 cup of the Asiago cheese without trying to make a big mess. Okay. Before I get the tablespoon and 1 cup, I'm going to take this off the heat so it don't burn. Now I'm going to get the half and half, 1 cup of that. Okay. Set it down carefully so I don't spill it. And I'm going to get the 1/4 tablespoon of the sweet chili sauce. So first I'm going to bring the pot back to the heat over medium. I'm going to bring over the half and half. So I'm going to walk over carefully. And now I am going to continue to cook until it bubbles. While that gets to a boil, I'm going to turn on the heat to medium, and I'm going to put in these medium shells of pasta. Okay, and I'm going to let that cook for 8 minutes. I'm just waiting for the roux to get to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce it and put in the cheeses. So now I'm just waiting. While I am waiting for the pasta to get done and this to boil, which is close, I'm going to clean the mess I made. now I'm going to actually stir this up because it came to a boil and it's thick now. So I'm going to turn it down to a low heat and I'm going to add in my cheeses. Put that aside. Okay, I just whisk that and I'm going to add in my sweet chili sauce and I'm going to add pepper until taste. And while I'm going to let that cook, I'm going to clean off more of the mess. Stir the pasta, and I say about 2 more minutes left of this pasta, and I'm going to stir in the chili sauce and pepper into the mixture, which I'm going to say is close to being done, as I got a good consistency over here. Now I'm actually going to turn on the oven to a convection bake and a broil at preheat before I put it in. While the oven is preheating, I'm going to actually open up the crab meat. So that is actually perfect. So I am going to dump it into the strainer and let this strain. And what I do is I'm going to put cold water over it because it's going to continue to cook in the on broil in the oven. So I'm going to pour cold water over it. First, can stop cooking for now. So now that's done. This is done. So now I'm going to grab a large mixing bowl. I'm going to put the pasta in first. Make sure you get all the pasta. Now I'm going to get the cheese sauce over here. Okay. Now I'm going to add in the crab meat. And now I'm going to break it up and stir it together. So now I'm going to get this large baking pan, and I'm actually going to dump it in here. I'm going to smooth it out. As you can see, this is filled up pretty much as you can fill it up to. Now I'm going to put my little stuff on top, which is I'm going to add like 3 slices of provolone. Dry my hands and get this open. 1, 2, 3, 3 slices of provolone and take this huge bag of mozzarella, and I'm going to add a little thin layer of it, and now I'm just going to add a couple handfuls on top. Trying to spread this out evenly. I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. Which I am just going based off kind of feel here, what I think is good. And so that is good. Now, what I'm going to do is let this cook for about until I get a kind of golden brown topping on here. So that's going to be in the oven on broil until I get a golden brown topping. And meanwhile, I am actually going to go back there and play a little basketball. Okay, so I finished my 4 rounds of this basketball game, and I did what I wanted to do, is beat my score each time. And now we're going to actually move back to the kitchen, and we're going to check on the fish, which is about a minute or 2 from being done. So I'm going to chop up the green onions, which were actually supposed to be in it, but instead I'm going to make a minor adjustment, and I am going to chop all of them up for just a garnish. So it's been about 5 minutes in the oven on broil. So I'm actually going to take it out, because I'm going to take it out. As you can tell, it's golden brown. And now that's done. So one part of it done. And I'm going to let that cool off. I'm going to actually turn the oven to 425 on convection bake for the fish. But before I start with the fish, I'm just going to put some green onions on top, just for a little greenness, which won't hurt anybody, even my brother. He doesn't like onions, but hey. Now I'm going to sprinkle some of the white pepper on top, and that's done for now. I'm going to let that cool off. So now I'm going to move on to the poison glazed sea bass and cod. So I will take up the fish, and I'm just going to get off a little excess if it was too much. I'm going to actually just put the sea bass in here, throw this away, and I'm going to get the 2 large pieces of cod. cod, these 2 pieces of cod is absolutely ginormous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these into, I'm going to try to cut it up into like the same size-ish of the sea bass. Basically cutting these up into fillets. And I actually don't mind really cutting some up bigger than others because, I mean, yeah, it's going to suddenly take a shorter or longer amount of time than others, but I don't mind it at all because it gives us a lot of fish, and we all like fish, especially cod and sea bass. We may need to actually get 2 baking sheets. 2 baking sheets now. Because I don't think 1 will be enough. Now, we're going to make the sauce, the hoisin glazed sauce. Actually, first thing that's not in the recipe, but I was recommended this, I'm going to add a little pinch of gochujang paste. So I'm going to just add a little half in this because it's really kind of spicy, and some people in the house don't mind spicy and some do. So as you can see, it's a very, very little thing of gochujang. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Add 2 tablespoons here of soy sauce. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. So that's going to probably be like 2 1/4 maybe. I'm going to add some pepper. So last thing for the sauce really is I'm going to stir it up and try to incorporate everything. I'm actually going to bring over these baking sheets. Put them on here and put the other here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off this cutting board, and I'm going to actually, since they're a little wet, I'm going to get a lot of paper towels, and I'm going to put them onto this here, or I can pat them dry. So these are good to go on. I'm going to try to put these a little close together, but not crammed, because I want to give these a little room to cook. So I'm going to set the skin side, which is this part, up here, and these are 2 pretty large pieces of sea bass. And now we're going to get to painting our fish, as I like to call it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the tops first, and then I'm going to flip these over and get the bottom. So now the sea bass is coated and done. I'm going to open the oven, which has been preheating for a long time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these over. I'll put these up top. So that is good. And now that is going to cook for 12 minutes. The fish is now done. I'm gonna take these out one by one. All right. They're a little crisp, which I don't mind at all. And I'm gonna get these bottoms out. Now I'm actually going to put these back, leave these actually in, put these on top for like 5 minutes. So this is 150. So those are done. Some look more beautiful than others, but that's okay. So I'm gonna take these out and check the temperature without burning myself like I already did. That's done. 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 Perfect. All right, so everything's done. So before our taste test, I'm gonna let these two cool off because they need it. And then taste test. Now I will be tasting the fish. I'll give the fish, the cod really a try first. It's pretty good. And now, probably what I'm most excited for is the mac and cheese. Let's give this a try. It's good. So, thank you guys for watching my first cooking show, episode 1. Definitely will have more in the future. Today I made a hoisin glazed sea bass and cod and a crab mac and cheese.